Hello, in this video we will learn about making maps from New York City's Wi-Fi location data. We have already imported the data into a Tableau file and you can look at the fields we have here. Under dimension fields we have the address, which is the physical address of the location. Then we have the city. ID number is a number given to the Wi-Fi to uniquely identify each Wi-Fi location. Then we have the name and phone number of the place. Type includes whether the Wi-Fi is free or it's fee-based. Then we have the URL and zip code. Under the measures, you can see we have a latitude and longitude fields, and these came from our data source directly, and these were not generated based on any other field such as zip. So the latitude and longitude here are already provided in the data sets, and these are not the same as latitude generated and longitude generated, which is usually generated based on the other geographical fields such as zip code in this case or city. Then we have an object ID which is included in our data set. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working with this data. I will show you in this exercise how to create a map of New York City's Wi-Fi location. Just for your reference, this is the type of map that we will try to recreate. So without further ado, let's get going. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's look at the data. Now I would move the longitude field from here to columns, and then I will take the latitude field and put it under rows. In my case, for some reason, it has average longitude and average latitude. So I would go to the Analysis tab, and I have Aggregate Measures checked. I am going to remove this so that instead of the aggregate measures, we actually get the values. Now I'm going to move the ID field to the details on the marks card, and I'm going to take the type field and move it to colors on the marks card. That way we can see each type appears differently. Now let's go ahead and adjust the size of these symbols or the marks and the colors. So I'm going to select size on the marks card and adjust the size so that these dots are a little bit smaller, so they can be seen individually and separate from each other. Okay, for me this looks so far good. You can make it as large or as small as you want. Then let's go ahead and select the colors. I would click on Edit Colors, and I'm going to change the fee-based to a red color, and the free I'm going to make it blue. Try to avoid green color, because if you had red and green in the same chart, then the chart is not going to be colorblind friendly. So we have red as fee based, which is like a negative thing, and then we have blue as free. So you can choose other colors if you want. So that's where we are right now. Now I'm going to change some things about the map. So for that, you can select the map option up top and select map layers. With this, I'm going to apply the black theme to do that. Under background, we need to change it from normal or light, so change it to dark. See how our map changes, and now the background of the map is dark. we can go ahead and uncheck the land cover. Doing that will remove any of these land cover marks showing where it's greenery, what is what. Instead, I would go ahead and do street and highways because that's what our data is like. We are dealing with the addresses, so it will be better if we have street and highways checked instead of the land cover. And these settings will depend upon the context or the type of map that you want. So we have taken street and highways because that is the most relevant base for our map. Having done that, let's go ahead and close the map layers. Now let's look at the current tooltip. Right now the current tooltip shows the ID, type, latitude, longitude. Now let's modify the tooltip. So I'm going to put the type on the tooltip, the name of the place on tooltip, address and phone number. So address on the tooltip and phone number on the tooltip. Let's open the tooltip and see. You may have different things here. So let's go ahead and add. If you see nothing or if you see something different, that's totally okay. We can go ahead and use the insert as well. So I'm going to insert type, enter, then I need the name of the place, then I'm going to insert the address, and again let's do an enter here, and finally phone number. So that's all I have. If your starting points was different, doesn't matter, you can go ahead and make sure you can hand type these values if you want to, or use insert, or sometimes when you put these values on the tooltip, they will show automatically. So use whatever formatting you want. I am going to change the type and make it a little bit bigger in size, and others I'm going to make them size 12. So just to show you that these values can be formatted individually. If you want to change the color, you can do that too. So go ahead and click OK. Now you can see if you click on any one of these, you see whether it's fee-based. So it's a fee-based, Starbucks, address, and phone number. You can go to a different one. It's free, the name, address, and phone number. There may be some data points which do not have a phone number, so they won't show the phone number. Now that we have the chart ready, let's go ahead and try to put this chart on a dashboard. But before that, I'm going to go ahead, rename the sheet and call it Wi-Fi Locations. By default, the name appears up here. That's fine. We are not going to use this name on the dashboard. So let's open a new dashboard and try to use this chart on our dashboard. This size to automatic, so it can automatically adjust to whatever screen size you have. Before bringing this worksheet onto our dashboard, I'm going to select this and say that we want it to be floating and also show the dashboard title. So let's go ahead, bring our worksheet here, and that's the entire area we have got. I don't want this filter, so I'm going to delete this filter, remove from dashboard. We don't want this title to be showing, so I'm going to say edit title, and can remove that you don't want any title to show. Okay, we'll make some changes to this, but let's first go ahead and change our dashboard title. Instead of the worksheet name, I'm going to put this as Wi-Fi Locations in New York city, enter. I'm gonna say search for free or fee-based Wi-Fi. Okay, for now just let's keep this. So you can see I have my dashboard title here, I have my map here. I want this entire background to be black. To do that, I would go to dashboard and click on format dashboard. One of the first options is dashboard shading. Right now it's white. Let's change that to black. And you will see everything is black now on the dashboard. Now we'll go back to our title, double click, and I'm going to change some things here. Instead of this gray area, now I'm going to choose the font to be white color. Then I'm going to make all of these in bold. The first heading is 18, which is okay with me. The second heading, I'm trying to decrease the size a little bit to 14. And then we can individually change these words to a different color. For example, I'm going to go ahead and change free to indicate blue color and fee-based to indicate a red color. So that will be very similar to the colors we have used on the actual chart. So Wi-Fi locations in New York City, search for free or fee-based Wi-Fi. Hit apply and go. Now you have your title in place. I'm going to decrease this and increase the size, leaving a border around. You can do it in any manner you like. I'm trying to leave a border just by eyeballing, but you can also go ahead and change the size of this. Okay, so that's my chart, and we can go ahead, zoom it or pan it a little bit to go to the area that we are specifically interested in. So you can go ahead and zoom into the area that you want to. Okay. Now we have this chart ready. What if I want to add some specific filters on our dashboard? To do that, I can go to this dashboard picture, click on the more options arrow and say filters. Right now the available filters are type, ID, latitude and longitude. What I can do is add type as a filter, and it has appeared here. I'm going to drag it up here. So what if I want to change the way this filter is being shown? I am going to change this filter. Instead of a multi-value list, I'm going to make it single value list. So only one values can be selected at a time, or you can select all. Right now type doesn't say much. So let's go ahead and edit that heading. To do that, we can do edit title. And you cannot read it right now, but now you can read it. And I'm going to change the color from black to white, and instead I'm going to say Wi-Fi type, so it's more meaningful. Now you see it says Wi-Fi type here on top. You can change the size again. Okay, let's add one more filter to it. Right now the available filters are only ID, latitude, longitude and type. If I want to use zip as one of the filter, I will have to go back to my worksheet. I'm going to add zip to the available filters. I would just say use all, apply, okay. Now I have zip available here. I'm going to do a show filter, and instead of this multi-value list, I'm going to use single value drop down so it looks more concise. I go back to my dashboard. Now if I click on the picture and use zip code as the filter, it will show. I'm going to add zip code as a filter and I can place it somewhere here. I don't like this format, so I'm going to say wildcard matching. That way, if you do a wildcard matching, you can just leave it as it is, or whatever value you search will be appearing. So let's leave it at that. You can resize the zip field based on whatever you want. Then we can also change the title and use the color white and say search by zip code, just to make it more informative to the users. Okay. So that way we have these things in place. We can move these a little bit closer to each other and see how our visualization looks like. So we have Wi-Fi locations in New York City. Search for free or fee-based. If I go to fee-based, it's showing me all the fee-based. I can see any of these locations. If I click on free, it is only showing me the blue values, and we can see whatever location they are at. If I select all, it is showing me fee-based, as so blue and red both. Let's go ahead and see if we can find any zip codes. So let's say I'm going to search by 10004, which is one of the zip codes in New York. I hit enter and you can see right now that's where all of these are. So that's probably the zip code and these are all the locations. If you click on this cross sign, now it gets back to all the values. So go ahead, save this as Tableau package workbook. We can hit escape to go back to our worksheet. And this is the Tableau file we just made.